you the screen, DeMarcus? I said 5, 4, 3, 2, and then you just ducked out of the screen. Do you not wanna do this on today?
Jared,
Hello?
start the damn podcast.
I'm trying to, but you said that you wanted to have this recorded, so we can't record with just one face on the screen, DeMarcus. Are
Yes,
you
we
smoke?
can.
No, we can't.
No,
Are
I
you
don't smoke.
smoking or something?
I don't smoke.
You said on this podcast that you smoked, and I've seen you smoke.
I've never said that on this podcast.
Oh, I actually see the smoke rising up.
That's a
So,
candle.
all right, well, that's a lie. All right, so the Marcus,
Right here.
it's not even lit. Every 10 episodes.
See smoke coming out the candle.
Okay, DeMarcus. Like, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of, like, your mom finding out? Like, what are you afraid of for real?
All right.
Oh, my God. Okay, well, we're live, so if I get kicked off of TikTok on our BGE account, it's all your fault. Anyways, DeMarcus, we are um, live, and every 10 episodes, we like to just sit back, no real topic, no
Mm-hmm.
real order. We just like to sit,
Agenda.
yeah, no agenda. We just like to sit back and talk about anything.
Yeah.
And really, we haven't done
Good chit
this.
chat.
And we haven't done this in 20 episodes because the last 10 we were talking with Babs.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, yeah,
so,
yeah.
so
I mean, it
yeah,
was still a Let's Talk episode. We just had a guest, and that kind of,
yeah,
we talked
yeah,
about it a lot, as we do with our guests. We like to
yeah,
center
yeah,
them.
yeah. We do, and it was a great episode. But now
Mhm.
we have our a Let's Talk episode, a fully Let's Talk episode. And Marcus, I miss these because this is where we really get to talk about everything that's going on. So, DeMarcus, I'm going to start this episode off like I start off every
Mhm.
week. How's your previous week been?
My previous week has been busy.
Oh,
Um,
no.
yeah, like busy at work, but also I think busy in my social life. I think I was like getting out and stuff because like Monday, mm, yeah, like Monday I took the day off because of Folsom. We talked Tuesday, so never mind. Let's see what's happened since Wednesday. We had pool. I lost to an old lady at pool. Like,
DeMarcus, am I supposed to be
and
shocked that you lost?
and
Because, no, hold on, pause the conversation. Pause the conversation.
please go ahead.
Like you're saying, I lost to an old lady. Like I was supposed to be shocked or I was supposed to
Well, I'm two
gasp
and
or
two right now.
something.
So, you like to act like I'm just like bad at pool, but I'm 2 and 2.
No. I applaud your winning and what you're doing in pool, but also you have told me that y'all aren't really that serious at this pool table. So you're saying you lost to an old lady. This old lady has been training at pool for her entire life. And you are just sliding in there and sliding out. It's not really that serious. So, like, I don't know what you expect me to say. Kudos to the old lady, I guess.
Yeah, man. But apparently, well, the more interesting part of this is that she has been a thorn in my entire team's side
Mm.
because her team, like we played her in 8 ball, but their team used to be a 9 ball team.
Mm-hmm.
And my team is like super old. The study.com team has been in the league since before COVID. Um, and so they've played her before. And like when I was like, oh yeah, I lost to Donna, like other people on the team was like, oh, I know who Donna is. She's really good.
Yeah.
So apparently she's like, you know, our team's arch nemesis.
Mm. Can you still hear my fan?
Yes, clearly, as if it were another host on the podcast.
I just turned it off, you bastard. Um. All right. So Donna is the. Well, let me see if I can move it over here. Donna is the. I gotta move it off
Is
screen
that
here.
okay? I didn't. I expected to be like a fan with the You know,
Oh, it sounds like one of the old school
it sounds
fans.
like one of
All
those.
right, can you still hear it now?
Less, much less.
Okay.
I don't want you to die of heat stroke. So,
Well, I always like it a little bit cooler. Okay, so Donna is your new arch nemesis.
yeah.
And what else been going on in the pool in
And
the
then,
life of the
but that was
Marcus?
Wednesday. We talked
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, I went and saw him.
Okay, what you think?
I thought it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it, and I think I enjoyed it because
of the shirtless men.
no, and think it
Oh,
was something that Shauna, because I went and saw it with Shauna. It was something that Shauna said. She was like, it felt like there was no point, and I was like, I think that's the point, because like I think it's a as much as it is just like a body horror movie, it is a commentary on like the NFL and like the players in it and how much people like sacrifice and how much they go through to be in the NFL and to be like the GOAT in the NFL or whatever. And maybe maybe you can expand it to all sports. And then it's like and then at the end it was just like, well, it did seem kind of flat at the end, but but it definitely made me think like when she was like, "Oh, what's the point?" Right. I was like, "What's the point of all this?"
yeah.
Like there are people who go through all of this, like concussion after concussion, breaking bone after bone, to be in the NFL, and then you only get what like 10 years there max, and that's stretching it. Um,
LeBron James had 20.
that's the NBA. That's very
Okay,
different.
well, what's the difference? Okay, sure. Sure, DeMarcus.
Because basketball is a much less like it's a low contact sport, and the average NFL career is like 3.5 years, 3.3.
Oh,
Yeah, so like you do not get a long time to be in the NFL. Hmm.
yeah. And like, did you see his knee or his leg after his injury?
Oh, okay. I got to
Marlins.
look. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I am I'm one of those people that experiences like sympathetic pain. So if I see someone like get hurt, like I'll feel it. And so that whole movie, I was like squirming. But yeah, so the average player gets cut after 3.5 years.
Mm.
But if you're like a Pro Bowler, if you're like one of the best people, then your career could be like 12 years long. Um,
What about those white people? Those white people stay for a long time.
yeah, like Peyton Manning, like he was in the NFL for a long time.
I don't know who that
Um,
is. I don't know.
but the point being, I think the difference is like I think the position you play is very different too, because you're taking very different and a very different number of hits as a quarterback than you are as like a linebacker.
Oh, is that what Peyton Manning was?
Peyton Manning is a quarterback,
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, and back taking it back to him, like it's like you sacrifice like 10 years of your life and innumerable injuries for what?
okay. I
But
mean,
for fame and fortune, I guess. But how much is that?
well, let's scale it back because if you're going to do all that, then that is usually a sport that you've been playing all your life.
Yeah.
And the NFL or the NBA is the pinnacle of
Hmm.
excellence for that sport. So like,
Yeah.
people can achieve the greatness that is the NFL, then I see why they would want to do that.
I mean, absolutely, absolutely. I can, but I can also understand looking at it from a point of view of someone who and maybe who's not in the sports, and they're just like, yeah, like what is the point of this? Like I go out on the field and I like bash my body, and even in the off season, I'm like constantly training just to entertain people. You know,
Yeah.
I thought my point being is I thought it was a very poetic movie.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay. So you saw him with Shonda, your girlfriend, and What else she do? That was
Um,
Thursday.
that was Thursday, and then Friday, I had a meeting with um someone who works in like partnerships at UW, and because I'm sponsoring a capstone project for UW through my job, and this was just like a conversation to figure out what like how else I can get involved. As I was talking to her, I very quickly realized that I was more because she's only, and granted, she's only been at UW for 4 months with the human centered design and engineering program for like 3 weeks. And so I was talking to her like, oh yeah, like these are all the things that I have done since I've graduated, like all the things I have been involved in. And she was like, oh, she was like, you were involved in a lot of things. She's like, and I don't know some of these acronyms. And I was like, hmm. I was like, yeah, I was like, I kind of felt like that's how this conversation was gonna go. But her main thing is like looking for like donors and stuff. Like she mentioned, like one of her main goals is to like get an endowed professor, a
Mm,
professor endowment or something like that.
yeah.
And I was like, I've never heard of that. And she was like, yeah. She was like, but that's like $1 million thing. And I'm just like, I am nowhere near $1 million to give to, you know, some professor I don't know. And she was like, oh yeah, well we also do like if you want to like start your own, because I was asking about like other scholarship funds or other funds that I could like donate to or whatever. Which I'm familiar with some of them.
Mm,
And she was like, oh, she's like, well, if none of these like suit your fancy, you can um, start your own like fund. And she was like, and the minimum donation for that, if you wanted to start your own fund by yourself or whatever you like, is $100,000. And I was like, I don't have this kind of money. I was like, you talking to somebody who's got like an extra $50-$100 to spare here to donate. But um, but
have
yeah,
you ever donated to Hampton?
yeah, I donate to Hampton every year.
No.
Have you ever donated to Hampton?
Yeah, I donate every month.
Mm.
It's a smaller donation than
He
fifty,
lying
hundred
here.
dollars. I'm not lying. Because when I was working with the band, it was
Hmm.
something that Thomas made us do, and I just never turned it off. I need to turn it off because Brent's not working there anymore. So,
Mm.
mm,
It's like a monthly donation.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So but yeah, it was really good to talk to be able to talk about like mentoring and giving back, because that's something that's really near and dear to my heart, and I haven't been able to. I think like last year I really didn't do any of that, and I kind of missed it toward the end of the year. So this year, doing the capstone project, I need to go ahead and submit my application to like review applications for UW. Um, and I want to do more stuff like this with Hampton. I just don't have the connections at Hampton. I think um, at Hampton, I made a lot of like connections with my peers, whereas at UW when I was there, I made a lot of connections with like the people, the administration, and the professors running the program,
Mm,
which is how I landed where I am now.
okay. Uh,
And Hampton doesn't even have my program anymore, so like I really only want to get back to advancing.
you can get back to the band.
Yeah, that's all I would really want to do, because I want to give to the things that help bring me to where I am in life. And they're like, yeah, no design or no arts program in general. I don't think they do their fine arts degree either.
I have no idea about all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think somebody was telling me like you might have been telling me this, like the fine arts program at Hampton only graduated like 5 or 6 people every year. No, okay, it wasn't you.
Mm-mm.
I don't know who I was talking to about that then.
No, he wasn't me. Um, but yeah, other than that, uh, did you do anything else? Any other meetings? Any other?
Oh yes. Yesterday I went to go see Keith Sweat.
How was that?
It was good. Um, Keith Sweat talks like your uncle who smokes like half a pack of cigarettes a day. Like when he talks, that's what his voice sounds like. But when he sings, it sounds like the record.
Mm.
And so to be at that concert, and this nigga was drunk, Jared.
Well,
Drunk.
And
Like,
he's one of those '90s Bobby Brown people that like got high and stuff before shows. So
yeah, but so sure, but like this man was drunk on stage, so he would be singing or whatever, and then he would stop the show to like talk a little bit, as people do at their concerts. And
not
the
Beyonce.
first time he, the first time he stopped and started talking, I was like, I can't understand what this man is saying. Like he's so drunk, like he's slurring his words so hard. I don't understand nothing he's saying. And it took a while for my ears to adjust. And he talked for probably like 5 minutes straight, and I was like, this is getting kind of long. And like toward the end, I was like, oh, okay, I'm starting to pick up some words. But I was like, what the fuck is this man talking about?
So I didn't know you were a big Keith Sweat fan.
Not a big Keith Sweat fan, but you know, Case and Keith Sweat, I know a few songs. Like I was in there listening. I was like, I know these songs. I was like, I remember. I forgot Case made this song or was on this song.
Um, what's his name? Babyface also made. He's 64 years old, D'Marcus.
Mm. Who? Keith
Keith
Sweat?
Sweat.
50. Isn't he 54?
He is
I think.
64 years old. He was born in 1961.
Mm. That's crazy. Because I feel like he said he was in his 50s, but maybe
He is
not.
lying. I like uh, Keith Sweat's tunes as well. All right,
Mm.
so you had a very eventful week. Very
Mm-hmm.
happy of that. As far as my week goes, I of course, did a lot with what's that anime called? One Piece, and I do have some notes like I do every week.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
this week I have seen episodes 357 through 383, which is the Thriller Bark arc and the Spa Island filler arc. And here are
Thriller
my
Bark and the Spa Island.
yeah.
Okay.
Here are my notes. I wonder if their bounties are gonna go up again after killing
Mm-hmm.
this that seven warlord of the sea called Gecko Moria, and since
Mm.
Kuma didn't kill everyone like he was, ordered to.
Mm-hmm.
My other one is we finally got Brock, the musician, but
Yeah.
does he
Brooke.
say
His name is
Brooke?
Brooke. Brooke.
They were saying Brock.
I did start watching it in English, but Brooke hasn't shown up, I don't think. I think Brooke is still like chilling on the ship. But yeah. His name is Brooke.
I could have sworn they were saying Brock. Anyways, does he say these skeleton jokes the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
like
Yes,
like
he
we.
does. Yes, he does.
Okay, well, I don't think I can do 1,000 episodes of that. All
Hmm.
right, and I hope that Brock or Bruck and Laboon get to see each other again. Those are my notes. The Thriller Bark arc wasn't my favorite arc so far. It was good, it was fun, but there was more
Yeah.
political intrigue with Sky Island, Alabasta, Water 7, and the Enos Lobby arcs. So
Mm.
those I enjoyed a lot more. So this is Thriller Bark is the worst arc
Really?
so far.
But you
Yeah.
said it wasn't like bad.
No, 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 no. I mean, it was just fun anime hijinks and everything.
Hmm.
So not bad at all.
Okay, okay.
Um, Other than that, I did see some movies. I saw VHS Halloween, which just came out October 3rd. It's the latest in the VHS series. Um, it was fun. Another fun thing, not really scary. I watched it at 3 o'clock in the morning when it came out. Just fun, not really scary though. So, did the first one
Okay.
scare you at all?
They were like, I mean, I think like the body horror parts got to me.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
Yeah. So
that's
yeah,
about it.
I wasn't really afraid.
Hmm.
What else? Yeah, the next movie is gonna be my pick of the week. But yeah, I didn't really do anything besides that. Oh, I did watch some of the new anime that came out,
Mm,
including
I
My Hero
I've been
Academia.
I want to like wrap up my current anime before I start the new stuff. Which I feel like I'm pretty much there. I think there's like another episode of Gachi Akuta today. But I definitely didn't want to start My Hero Academia. I know that one's gonna be saucy.
It is because Deku's not in it.
He's not in the entire episode?
No,
Mm.
no, no, he is not. It was much better for it. And I just think that Deku is like the worst part of that whole series. I really do. Like the more I think about it, Deku, his training was rushed. Um, his he wasn't supposed to be one for all,
Hmm.
basically, because he doesn't add anything to one for all. Like his mentor didn't add anything to one for all.
I
But
think, but well, sorry, go ahead. I don't want to cut you
but
off.
his training was rushed. His he doesn't add anything to the classroom. He doesn't add anything to the power set, and he's not a good hero. If you're a mundane person in that supernatural world, then just be a mundane person. But you forcing heroism and forcing your training and forcing all this stuff, it isn't going to do nothing good for you. As you could tell by how he always got beat up and how he was like, a subpar hero.
Hmm. I think, they talk about in the show how Deku was like the only person or like one of the only people who could have gotten the power and actually been effective with it, because the as one for all compounds and gets stronger, it also burns through the wielder faster because of all the power. So they live shorter lives, and I think they mentioned like one person who got it like died of old age at like 50 or like 40 something, like they were like hella young. And so, and it was because like whoever that person was, they did have a power. And it's not that they don't add anything to it. They just, they just make it stronger. They practice it, stretch it, they increase the potency of the power. Um, yeah.
Mm,
So just like
yeah.
Toshinori, um, Deku was they had to pass it to someone who was unpowered, or else the person whoever got it would have died when they was like 20.
Then the person who, then the next person should have died when they were 20. Because Deku's not a good person.
But
It should
I
have
don't think
went to
I
Mirio.
think I think if they die before they're able to pass it on, the power's gone. Like that's just it.
Okay. It should
So
have went to Mirio. It should have went to Mirio. Mirio should have had, yeah, yeah. It should have went to him.
hmm
He was better at it. He's a better hero.
How
Um,
do we know that? How do we know he was better at using one for all?
no, he's better at using his powers. He was
Yes,
more
the ones that he was
trained.
born with that he had all his life. Yeah, sure, he's better at that.
Yeah, yeah, and he's better at using powers to save people. He was trained better. He was a third year. Deku's a first year. And it was just, I don't know. I didn't like Deku.
Yeah,
Deku just gets on my last nerves, and yeah.
yeah. I think that's what this is. You just don't like Deku.
And Deku was the wrong person to give that power set to.
Mm.
All right, DeMarcus. Let's go ahead and talk about our pick of the weeks on the Put You On segment. This
Mm.
is, of course, sponsored by our good old pals at MoviePass. can you tell them a little something about MoviePass, please?
Sure. MoviePass is a subscription-based service, as I tell you every week. It can save you money on movie tickets every month, as I tell you every week. Um, so it was created to make um, movie going more accessible, more affordable, and that's exactly what it does. Instead of going to the movies, I went to the movies, um, like I said earlier this week, and I looked at how much I would have paid for those tickets without MoviePass. They were like 1984 or something
Mm.
like that. It was like, or 1965. It
And you
was,
pay
it was
nothing.
yeah, I mean, yeah, all prepaid,
Mm.
all prepaid. So I buy my MoviePass subscription for like, you know, $10,
Yeah.
$20, whatever tier I'm trying to get. And I go to the movies, buy one ticket, depending on what tier I bought, shoot, that's one ticket paid for already. I go to
Hmm.
the movies twice in a month, boom, I've made my money back.
Yeah.
I go to the movies 3 times, I made my money back and then some. And
Yeah.
especially if I'm taking a friend, like I usually take Shauna every time I go to the movies, or somebody with me every time I go to the movies, like, yo,
Yeah.
you, you are, and I look at the other people in the theater, the people who like go up to the who like go to the movies and they walk up to the ticket man and buy the ticket, or the ticket
Hmm.
person buy the ticket, and I look at them like, how foolish are you?
Yeah.
And for a thing like MoviePass to exist and you not take advantage of it,
Mm.
you're a fool. You're a
Yeah.
fool in man's shoes.
Because they really can't even enjoy the movie because of the absorbent prices that they paid to get in to see it.
And you know what? Maybe they pockets thicker than mine. Maybe that's what it is. Because when folks got money, they want to spend it. They want to show you they got money. So
Yeah.
maybe that's what's going on. But for the average Joe, for the layman, the mere mortal
Hmm.
like himself, Movie
Hmm.
Pass is the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Movie Pass is the best thing, and of course, I told you this last week. Tell you again this week. You to lock in those prices, cause y'all's president just went up on the tariffs for movies made not in America. So
Hmm.
you
And
lock
now
in.
Marvel is moving to Germany. Germany.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
but that's the thing. I read that was more because of like health care costs. How much it
probably.
costs to provide their like employees health care in Georgia here in America versus how much it would cost to provide them health care in like Germany, which is probably free.
Yeah. All right. So, my pick of the week, I did see this movie on Netflix, and I don't know how long it's been out, but it's called Strange Frequencies Taiwan Killer Hospital. And it's
Wow,
about these,
what a name.
I know, it's about these influencers who are on this YouTube show called Strange Frequencies, and they go to Taiwan Killer Hospital
Hmm.
to, you know, record or see if some paranormal activity is going on,
Hmm.
and they're from the Philippines. So it was really, really interesting because once again, like the found footage movie I saw from India earlier this year, and then the one I saw from Pakistan earlier this year, these Philippine people just go in and out of English like it's nothing. Like
Hmm.
they'll be like, and then I saw a ghost around this corner. And it's like, wow, and y'all could just go in and out, and y'all can understand all this, and y'all can like really. I think that's so cool how they could do that. But um, but yeah, I really liked it. It reminded me of that found footage movie, Gunjam Asylum,
Hmm.
which is a really really popular Asian found footage horror movie. In fact, I saw a little docu series on that today. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It really was very good, and it was a good, addition to my spooky season. I've been trying to watch a horror movie every day.
Oh,
Yeah.
alongside the 10 episodes of One Piece you watch every day.
Well, I try to. according to Gemini, let me just pull it up. According to Gemini, I have to watch. Hold on, let me pull it up. Gemini. I have to watch 9 episodes a day now, so it went down a little bit, and
Mm-hmm.
62 episodes a week to make it to the October 1st.
62 episodes a week.
Yeah.
That sounds doable for you, Jared. I think you can do that.
That does sound doable. 9 episodes a day, 62 episodes a week. But yeah, I am trying to make it do that. But yeah, Taiwan Killer Hospital was a really, really, really good movie. And yeah, y'all should see it. Really, really good movie.
Hmm. Okay.
What about you, Demarcus?
I'm gonna put everyone onto a board game,
Mm.
and the
You
board
love
game
your board games.
I do love board games. I do. And I opened a new board game that I have had for a while.
Oh,
Um,
you
and
got
now,
this. You got this on your birthday or something?
no, I think I bought it for myself just like randomly. I might have bought it for myself as a birthday gift, but I bought it a while ago, and I just hadn't, opened it because I had other board games I was trying to play, blah 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 blah. So the board game is called King of Tokyo, and it's called King of Tokyo, and it's about monsters destroying Tokyo and each other, I suppose.
Okay, like
And
kaiju's.
yeah, like kaiju, and you get to
Okay.
be like these different kind of kaiju. There's one called like a
Oh,
Gigasaur. There's one called the Neko something or rather. It's like a machine cat. There's
okay.
one that's like a mecha lizard or something like that. I think it's up to like 5 or 6 players. And the whole premise of the game is either you get the winner. You gain victory points by destroying Tokyo or just randomly, like through like the different ability cards they have. But you gain
Okay.
victory points by destroying Tokyo, and the first one to get the 20 victory points wins. There
Okay.
is an alternative way to win this game, and that is to destroy all of the other monsters.
Okay.
And I would argue that is the easier way to win this game because I played like twice, and both times the person that won by destroying the other monsters
So who are
and
you
not by
playing
getting the
with?
20 points. Playing with friends.
Okay.
Yeah. So, um, what else can I say
So
about it?
so
It's a fun
they
game. Yeah.
so they won by killing everybody else, and y'all were
Yeah, it
trying
was really
to.
just 2 players. It was just me and them. So
Okay.
they killed me one round and I killed them the next round.
Okay. So y'all don't even like try to like do the
Get the
other
victory
stuff.
points?
Yeah, get the
Yeah, we
victory.
tried. Well, I mean, that's like the main thing I'm doing. I'm like getting the victory points and we got close. I think at one point I had like 17 victory points and I only needed like, or maybe I had 14. Yeah. Somewhere between like 16, like between 14 and 17 victory points. Like I was pretty close, but
Hmm.
they were also at 2 hit points left. And I was like, it will be easy. It's easier to get 2 more hits on you than it is to get like 3 to 6 more victory points.
So how was he like losing hit points? Were you attacking him
Yeah,
previously?
yeah. So you roll dice.
Oh,
You
okay.
roll like 6 dice, and each dice gives you like a different thing on it. So this is the other way you win victory points in the game. So you can win victory points by destroying Tokyo or like rolling victory points on your dice. So the dice have like one, two, three, a star, a fist, and a lightning bolt on it. If you
Okay.
roll three of a kind with the numbers, if you roll 3 1s, 3 2s, 3 3s, you get victory points that way. If you roll for every like star, heart, no, not star, every like heart, fist, or lightning bolt you roll, it gives you either health, you deal damage to other players, or you get energy, which you can spend on different abilities in the game.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds interesting.
it's a
Looks
fun
fun.
game, and
Yeah.
it's actually online, Jared, and it was really short. I think that's what surprised me about this game the most is that how quick it is. Because it was like,
Okay.
oh, it's like a 30-minute game. Me and her playing, we finished around in like maybe 10, 15 minutes at best. I think it was more like 10. But yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe that's just because it was just two people. Um, but yeah,
Well, this game sounds much funner than Catan.
I mean, we should give it a try.
We should on the Patreon today.
Okay, great.
Okay, great. But the work is for right here, right now. Do you have an activity for us?
We have an activity for us.
Okay.
We
Okay.
have both contributed to these questions. And usually, if you've
Well,
been watching or if this is your first time with us, usually the games are, you know, written, created, and executed by me, DeMarcus.
okay.
And I am the judge, jury, and executioner of these games. However, today we have something special for you in that both Jared and I have contributed questions, and this is something that we like to do on our Let's Talk episodes, so that you all can get to know us, and we can.
DeMarcus. You
Why?
did
Why did you
not.
start laughing?
So I know what the topic is, but you didn't tell me that I was supposed to contribute to the questions.
I didn't say that part.
No. Yeah, look at the text messages. You just
I'm,
gave me
I'm, I'm
that
gonna look at. I'm
thumbs.
gonna look at what I said.
You just gave me that thumbs up. That's all you did. Yeah.
So I asked, do you want to do questions about ourselves for the activity, or are you gonna come up with one? And you
I
was like,
said,
we can do questions about ourselves. And I thought it was implied that you would have to make the questions about yourself because I don't. You know you better than I know you.
okay.
Okay.
No.
Well, we can push the activity a little bit and give you some time to come up with some questions about yourself.
Okay. Um,
We'll come back to that. But I'll finish explaining the activity. So Jared and I have both contributed questions to a list of questions we will ask each other, so that you all can get to know us and that we can re get to know each other, I suppose,
okay.
or
Well,
just get to know each other better. Because sometimes these are questions that sometimes the questions are things that we didn't know about each other, and we're supposed to guess, I guess.
let's just go ahead and play it, and I can try to come up with
Some questions on the fly.
yeah, it's a question on the fly.
Jerry, you always say you're not good at thinking on the fly.
I never said I wasn't good at thinking on the fly.
Jerry, when we were playing D&D and I would do unexpected things, we would have like a debrief afterwards, you and I. This is not it wouldn't be on like the full pie. And you would say things like I am not good at improv. I'm not good at thinking on the fly.
That wasn't me. That was Fair or
Nah, that
Aaron
was
or something. No, it
like I
wasn't
said, it
me.
wasn't on the pod, and it was a debrief between you and I.
No, I don't. I need to know the context behind that conversation because
Mm.
either there was some more or
Mhm.
something else. Because I'm good at thinking. DeMarcus, I go on interviews every day, so how can I not be good at thinking on the fly?
Oh, I don't think you really think on the fly in interviews. You prepare and you have you have your work and your experiences on deck. Like,
Exactly, exactly. You prepare, but you never know the questions that they're going to ask you, and I
sure,
never know what
but
they're going to
you
ask
but
me.
you know the realm of questions they're going to ask. Like it's an interview, not like it's a job interview, not just like coming on Black Geek Energy and we can just ask you anything.
DeMarcus, these people can ask you. You have to be good at thinking on the fly with these
Okay,
interviews.
all right, if you say
So I
so.
am good at thinking on the fly.
All right,
Um,
well, all right, cool. Well, this shouldn't be an issue for you. We should have a great time.
okay. All right.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. DeMarcus, this is something that uh, and how many questions we asking each other?
5.
Five. Okay. DeMarcus, this is something that I said on our first spooky episodes. We are bringing back for the next episode, a very spooky episode, two. Um, which what was my my last paranormal experience? If you need a
Mm,
hint, I can give you a hint.
I would like a hint.
Okay. This happened to me during COVID. Well, no.
Oh.
Let me take it back. I had COVID when this
Mm,
happened,
Mm.
So, yeah, I had COVID when this happened.
Wasn't it like something moving around your room or something like that? Like you could see like a shadow or something?
It wasn't moving, but it was a shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I saw the Hat Man. I
The
saw the.
Hat Man.
Have you heard about this Hat
I don't
Man?
want to hear about it, actually. Like when you told me about it, that was enough.
Well, it was something I saw, and I wasn't on medicine. And people say if you take too much,
Hmm.
what is the D medicine that helps you go to sleep?
D.
It's like for allergies. Hold on.
Are you thinking of Benadryl?
Benadryl, the B medicine. They say if you
Yeah.
take a lot of Benadryl, it can help you. No, you see the Hat Man, but I didn't take anything. I was just sweating it out. So
Mm, that's
yeah,
scary.
yeah. Okay, so you got a point. Are you writing these down?
Yeah, I'll write them down. Sure, sure,
Okay.
sure, sure.
All right. Okay.
All right, Jared. Um, all of my life, I've wanted to have long hair, and at one point specifically, I wanted locks. But there was a contention between me and my dad where he discouraged me. He didn't just say, no, you can't have locks. He discouraged me from having locks because, locks are for like thugs. He's like, you're going to be treated differently by people, the job market, police, etc. because you will be a black man with locks. Eventually, um, I was able to convince him to let me have not convince him to let me have long hair. Eventually, I had long hair. I had braids. You knew me at that point in time. And then much later, I finally started growing out my hair for locks. What year did I start growing my hair for locks?
Um, can I get a hint?
Absolutely. It was before COVID. I was still living in
Well,
Atlanta.
I know it was before COVID. Okay, so you were in Atlanta. So it was after college.
It was after college. Yes, I was still living in
Okay.
Atlanta.
All right.
Uh,
So, because that was gonna be my question. Where you in college? 2000. I'm saying 14.
Very close. It was 2015. I started
Okay.
growing my hair, and I locked it in 2016. Very close, Jared. Impressive. Uh, your turn.
Okay. What was my first phone?
Your first cellular device.
Yeah.
You had the Nokia brick joint. No, not the Nokia. Not everybody else's first phone. Okay.
No, I had a Samsung. It's my first phone.
Mm. Mm. Which explains why you're so loyal to Samsung now.
I know.
They were
I
your first.
know. Actually, let me take that back. You are right. I did have the Nokia first because I remember
Everybody had the
myself.
Nokia brick.
I remember myself in class playing Snake
Hmm.
in high school. So
Hmm.
okay, you are actually correct.
Yeah. Everyone in our age group had that Nokia brick as their first phone because it was
Did,
cheap and it was indestructible.
yeah, it was indestructible. Did you have the Motorola little flip thing?
The Razor,
Yeah. No, no. Well, I had a Razor.
I
I had a
also had
lot of phones. No, I mean like the thing that would like flip up. It was
the
like the
Juke.
little thing.
Are you talking about a sidekick?
Yes.
I did not have a sidekick. My older brother had a sidekick, and because I don't know, like when I found something I like to stick to it.
Mm.
Um, so when I got the Razor, I think I had like two or three different razors, and I had a red one that got stolen. And I was so mad, and
Mm.
that's because that red Motorola Razor was rare, and it was sold it as like it was like to support like part of the proceeds went to like HIV or something like that because like the
Oh,
red
okay.
ribbon or whatever. One of my
All
favorite
right.
phones.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
you were right, and I was wrong about myself.
I know you better than you know yourself.
I know.
All right. My next question. Um, I've had a lot of jobs in my life, not a whole lot, but a good handful.
Hmm.
Um, and after college, I had a design gig where I made like funeral programs and whatnot, but I also had a part-time job um, where I did something different. And that part-time job ended up lasting me much, much longer than uh, any design gig I had at that particular time. And it's actually the longest job I've held in my life. Because I worked there while I was in Atlanta. I worked at the same place while I lived in Seattle. I went through several different job functions at this job. Uh, and my question is, what company did I work at? And I'll give you some options. Was it A, Carvana? Was it B, CarMax? Was it C, um, Art School, Atlanta? Uh, or was it D, Target?
Um, I think it's between B and D, but you worked at D when you were at Hampton, and you didn't say Hampton. So I'm going to say B, CarMax.
That is correct, Jerry. It was CarMax. And for the record, I never worked at Target at Hampton. I didn't work at Target until I went to grad school in Seattle. I first worked at Target in 2019. It was the first year I worked at Target because
Really?
after I graduated, I had a it took me a while to find like a real job or a design job. So I needed to make ends meet. So I started working at Target.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I started working at CarMax in maybe like 2014, like right after Hampton, because again, needed a job. Couldn't just be sitting at the house all day. And then
Yeah, that was Tropical Smoothie that you were
I worked
working
at
at.
Tropical Smoothie at Hampton. Yes, I did. But
That mean lady.
was she? So started working at CarMax in like 2014, and I worked at CarMax all the way through 2018. Like I was at CarMax Auto Finance, like their debt collection arm, um,
Mm-hmm.
where I like would call people and be like, hey, you know, your bill is late. Where the money at? And then when I moved to Seattle, I transferred to like the business office. I transferred to the business office at a sales store, and then I learned like all the contracts and how to do that whole thing. And like I was like a really good employee, like a really valuable um employee in the sales office because I had worked at the collections office for so long, so I just had like a lot of CarMax knowledge already. Um, yeah. And I remember one thing that happened while I was working there is that like they didn't know that there was I don't know if they didn't know or if they just didn't use it, but like they didn't know that there was a like an international or like a translator line that you could call to talk to customers who didn't speak English. And it had like a bunch of different languages there. Now it took a long time because you would have to call the number, they would put you on hold, and then you have to select the language, and then they'll put you on hold for someone who spoke that language.
Mm.
So it would turn like something that could take like 5 or 10 minutes if y'all spoke the same language to something that's gonna take like 30 minutes to an hour just to get somebody on the line and talk them through the stuff. Um, but yeah, I remember doing that one time, and they were like, how did you? They was like, well, who did you call? How did you do that? And I was like, yo, it's like the international line. Y'all didn't know that? CarMax has a whole army of people to talk to people who don't speak English.
Right, right. Okay, my third question. What
Yes, sir.
is my favorite massively multiplayer role playing game?
Your favorite MMORPG?
Mm-hmm.
This is a good question. Mm, can I have a hint, or are there like options to choose from?
This game has been um, running since I was in high school.
Hmm
I actually made both Polythia and Kairuthro for the first time in those games. And as you know, those are my Dungeons and Dragons main characters that I keep reusing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this game was before DC Online.
Mm. City of Heroes.
City of Heroes.
Yeah. I'm glad I got that.
Yeah.
Because
DC Online.
I almost said WoW. I almost said World of Warcraft. And then I was gonna say RuneScape. And I was like, those are the first two that popped in my mind.
Yeah. I could never get into WoW. It's
Mm.
too cartoony for me.
I think it was just inaccessible to me. Like I didn't have a machine
Mm.
powerful enough to run it when it was popular. And then by the time I got one, I was more into Maple Story than I was into like World of Warcraft.
Okay. All right. What's your next question?
Okay, my next question. All right, so we talked about my journey to having locks. In that journey, we talked about a time where I started, where I had braids and I did that kind of thing. And I came to Hampton with braids, and that's kind of what I was known for, having braids. And
Oh
being in the band and
no.
stuff, it makes it hard to like keep your hair up. So sometimes those braids will get a little, they look a little rough. But eventually I did cut my hair.
Thank God.
I wore like a little fade for a while. Had the low top with the taper on the sides and the back. What year did I cut my hair?
Oh, it was your freshman year because I was on you to cut that hair. To
Mm,
cut that hair when you were in my house. It
mm,
had to be that freshman year. Like I was
mm,
like, DeMarcus, you gotta cut this. So 2009, 2010.
mm. Jared, that is wrong.
That
And
is not
and
wrong.
I would have accepted just being like, oh, you're freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. Like those were acceptable answers if I had been able to finish the question. But it was my junior year. I didn't cut my hair until my junior year.
I was so happy when you did that because,
And
child, you
for
was
you to
looking
have
a
been so happy
mess.
about it, you did not remember when it happened, Jared.
DeMarcus, why would I remember something that you were supposed to do?
Jared, question number 4. What is your question number 4?
My question number 4. Oh, goodness gracious. Question number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, who is. No! What disease did my sister get and was cured of recently?
Mm. Is there a hint or some options for this? Have we talked about this recently?
Yeah, we talked about it. I mentioned it on the podcast.
Okay.
What it was. You want a hint?
I would like a hint, yes.
I don't know any hints I could give you that wouldn't give it away.
Mm.
Um, I think that everything I can say would give it away.
Okay. I'm gonna just take a wild guess then and say malaria.
What's cancer?
Oh.
You don't remember when I said she had cancer?
I don't remember that at all, Jared. Are you sure you said it on the podcast?
I remember saying it because that whole week was horrible for me. So
Mm.
it was like that thing and this thing and this
Yeah.
thing and this thing.
What
So
kind of cancer?
it was throat cancer.
I don't remember this at all.
You don't be listening.
I do be listening. I don't remember you saying about no throat cancer.
Okay. I don't think I said throat cancer. I just said cancer.
Mm.
But she did get to ring the bell, and she is now free of cancer. So
Congratulations.
yeah.
I'm so happy for you, Jared. I'm sure you must have been relieved.
Yeah.
Yeah. How old is your sister?
I don't know, 20 something.
Oh, okay. She's young.
Hmm.
Hmm. Is that your only sibling?
Is it?
That's not. That's. I'm asking you a question now. This is conversation after the question.
My mother had another child.
So, and that child is your sister, or is there another?
She had a
Another.
boy child.
Oh, so you have a brother? Okay, that was a weird way to for us to get there. Is his brother also younger?
Oh my God. Yes. Go ahead with your next question, DeMarcus.
Oh, this your brother is like super younger, right? He's like no.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Look, I don't know how old these people are either, so don't ask me those
These are
questions.
your siblings, Jared. This is a shame.
Brava.
Anyway, my fourth one, and you wouldn't know this inherently, so I'm going to give you some options to choose from.
Hmm.
Um, I've never been able to see since like middle school, and I discovered that in middle school.
Okay.
Um, I was always a smart kid, and I listened in class, and I, did my classwork, and that's how I was able to learn. But in middle school, I learned that I needed glasses,
Hmm.
and once they put the glasses on my face, I was like, I have not been able to see all my life. Like I thought I sat in, I wouldn't even, and I didn't even sit in the front of the class. I would just not see the board. I was like, oh, and this is how it looks to everyone because I'm so far away.
No.
Um, so middle school, I discovered I couldn't see. Wore glasses for a while, ugly ass glasses at that, because they were usually like, I think the first pair of glasses I had were like through like some kind of like some kind of program where they gave you free glasses at school.
Hmm.
Ugly glasses in the world. Um, by the time I hit high school, I was like, I'm not wearing glasses no more. Grandma, I need contacts. Um, who did I have to convince? And I would, went to talk to my dad about it. I was like, Dad, I was like, I can't do the glasses no more. Talk to my mom about it. Um, who did I have to convince in order to be able to get contacts once I was in high school? Was it A, my dad? Was it
Hmm.
B, my grandma, as in my dad's mom? Was it C, my mom?
Okay.
Or was it D, my granny, as in my mom's mom?
Well, DeMarcus, I have no idea. So I am just going to say that it is your dad.
Very close. It was D, my grandma.
Okay.
And I was kicking myself because I gave it away. I was talking too much. That's why I had to throw all those other names in to cover it up.
So why'd you have to convince her?
That's what I lived with at the time. She was my
Oh, okay.
guardian. Yeah, she was my guardian.
I didn't know that.
She was the one. She was the one who bought all of our glasses and whatnots because I think we were on her health insurance or something at the time.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, so I was like, look, Grandma, when we go to get glasses this year, I want to get contacts. I was like, it'll I was coming up with everything. I was like, I was like, it'll help my confidence. I was like, I won't have to, I don't know. I forget what I was saying, but I was coming up with an argument. I could have been a lawyer that summer trying to convince her to get me some contacts.
All right, DeMarcus, I did not know that. My final question: what is the first book I read in third grade?
The first book, are there options? Because I didn't know you in third
As I mentioned this on the podcast,
grade.
uh, was it A, The Hobbit?
Mm.
Um, was it B? Uh, was it B? I'm trying to think of old books. B, The Lion Witch in the Wardrobe.
Mm.
Was it C, um, Captain Underpants?
Mm.
Or was it D, um, Beloved? No, 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 not Beloved. Uh, what is it? The Coldest Winter Ever.
Mm. I don't think you've ever read The Coldest Winter Ever.
That's crazy.
Um,
That is crazy. You don't think I've read what?
The Coldest Winter Ever?
Really? Wow.
Okay.
I have. I have read that. And the
Okay.
sequel by
Mm.
Sister Soldier. Don't
Oh,
come for me. It's
all
that
right.
purple book. It's probably still I probably still got it.
Um, it ain't on your bookshelf in the
Wow.
back.
Yeah, it's
Um,
not.
um, I can see you reading the Captain Underpants, but I don't think that would be the first book you ever read.
Mhm.
Uh, I never read The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. I didn't even hear about that until it was a movie. I'm not saying it's the same for you, but I'm gonna use it as my reasoning, and I'm gonna say, hey, The Hobbit.
Wrong. It was a Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe in third grade. It's I was
Mm.
third grade class. Um,
Mm.
yeah, The Hobbit. It. Have you seen that movie? That movie's
Hmm.
horrible. That movie is
I thought it was pretty
tragic.
good. I like The Hobbit.
But Demarcus, you saw it as a young boy, just looking
Hmm.
at dragons. You need to watch it now. And I don't know why
I
you
feel like I
haven't
watched The
watched it.
Hobbit for the first time. I don't think I saw it in theaters, but it was like soon after.
I don't know why you didn't watch that movie
Maybe I
again
did watch it in theaters.
when we had to watch it for this podcast. That movie's horrible. That movie's
Mm.
horrible. That movie's horrible.
It's not
So
horrible.
it is horrible. It
It's
is.
fun. It's
No,
fun.
it's not. No, it's not. All they do is break into people's houses. That's the purpose of that show.
I did like your take on it. Like why you should stay the fuck out of other people's houses.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that, Jared. That was a great take. My final question.
Okay.
Um, we were both at Hampton for 4 years, more in your case, not always as a student.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I lived in a bunch of different dorms. Well, not a bunch of. I lived in two different dorms. I lived in James Hall, and then I lived in Wilder Hall. Wilder Hall, like so, I was in like the freshman like sports band dorm, and then I was in the honors dorm because I had no business being in that sports dorm in the first place.
Wilder was the honor store.
The Wilder was the honors dorm. I'm sorry, White Hall.
White was the girls' dorm, so you did
What
stay
was the one
there.
right next to? What was the one right next to?
Holmes, Holmes.
Holmes Hall. I'm sorry, Holmes Hall. Damn, I was in Holmes Hall.
It definitely wasn't Wilder.
Wilder wasn't it. Wilder wasn't it. It was I was in Holmes Hall, the honors dorm. I was in Holmes Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Because I never was supposed to be in James Hall. I should have been in Harkness from the beginning, but
True, with the real ends,
mm,
like
no.
me,
Because what was the one right next to James where like
Pierce.
no, not that. Well, I in all realities, I should have been in Pierce. But I didn't do like honors college and like yeah, what was the other thing they had? Like the leadership thing. I didn't do all those. So they was like, oh,
I
we'll
didn't
put
do none of that junk. I was a cheerleader my first year.
it was like, oh, we're
Um,
gonna put them in there with the regular niggas. But
and then on the other side of Pierce was Harkness.
yeah, yeah, I should have been in Harkness. Because James Hall was a savage lane. Uh,
Well, Harkness was no better. I
I didn't.
think that
From the
I
outside looking in, Harkness looked like it was clean.
yeah, Harkness didn't have air conditioning though.
Mm. You know, James had air conditioning, but dust would blow out before the cool air came.
Okay. That's crazy.
My question is, when did I relieve myself of all these on-campus struggles and move off campus? Was it my freshman year, my sophomore year, my junior year, or my senior year?
I don't know when you moved in with Lorante.
And that was, and now, yeah, that was when I lived with our very best friend.
Was that your first apartment with Lorante?
Yeah, it was my very first apartment. Yeah,
Okay, so I'm gonna say senior year.
that is correct, Jared. It was my senior year. Absolutely. Yeah. Great game, Jared. We're in now at 3-2.
I got 3 right. You got 2 right. And I really should have 4 because I corrected you on that Nokia phone thing. But
Well,
we'll leave it as is. But yeah, I hope this was fun for everybody.
this
And I hope we all got to know each other better.
this was fun for everybody. I know you well enough. I
Mm,
don't need to know
mm,
all this
mm,
extra
mm.
stuff about you. No, no, no. It was a good game, DeMarcus. So
Yeah,
kudos for that. Um, DeMarcus, we got a little bit more time for this podcast. And,
mm.
DeMarcus, I have also prepared an activity for us to do
Have
today.
you?
Yes.
This is what I was talking about yesterday because I remember you saying you wanted to prepare an activity, and we could have just did your activity.
No, I want to do your activity. This is your segment.
All right.
Um, so let me just share my screen. Which one is it? It is this one. Let me share my screen. So, Demarcus, I have come up with something. It is like a bracket thing, and
Hmm.
what I am thinking is that me and you could do like a okay, so I got this from the Player podcast, and
Hmm.
what I'm thinking is that we can look at this bracket and we can decide who can be on our friends list. And like a bracket is something that's like, has to do with sports or something or whatever. I'm not sure if you know that. But so we are going to go through the bracket and we're going to find out which character can be a part of our friends list. Okay. Can you see? Is it better now
Perfect.
or?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So we are doing
Mm.
this day. So let's start at the top. Um,
Okay.
of course, let me go to it on my computer because I can like actually choose. Okay, so first, Ichigo and Naruto. Oh, and the thing is, we both have to agree with what we say.
So we both of us would have to say, yes, we want Ichigo to be our friend, or yes, we want Naruto to be our friend.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm.
have to agree.
Okay. And do we start by like we each make a case for the one we want, or do we just like pick one and then we argue about it?
No, I mean we could just say which one we want, and if we both agree that that's the person, then that would be the person. Like it's no argument needed. But if more discussion needs to be had, then more discussion will
Hmm.
be had.
Okay.
So, yes, the first one is Ichigo and Naruto.
Okay.
Who should be
You
our
had,
friend?
you had it popped up before, and now it's not.
I know.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Uh, I would say Ichigo. I think Ichigo is a much more interesting person to talk to. I think he's closer to our age.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. And like I think we would get annoyed with Naruto real quick.
Really?
Yeah. I think we'll be like, yo, it's time for this man to go home.
Why? Why would you think
Mm,
Naruto would be annoying?
Maybe as an adult he would not be. Like I think I vibe with Naruto more as an adult, but I'm thinking of him as
Mm.
like in the Shippuden series, like as a kid and a teenager.
I think that as an adult, he's the worst,
Hmm.
but as a kid, he was better.
Mm.
Bleach, Ichigo has stayed consistent throughout his whole
Hmm.
tenure.
Hmm.
Um, Naruto, in the beginning, I would have wanted to be his friend because he did not have friends.
right.
So But then you brought a good point. Are we talking about Kid Ichigo or
And see, Ichigo has been like around the same age the entire series.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and even where he is now, it's like I would still fuck with Ichigo. Like he has his own struggles and shit, but like, it ain't that
hmm
big a deal.
yeah? Okay, so I would really want to be Naruto's friend when he was little. I don't really care for him when he's big. So Ichigo.
Okay, no.
Okay, great. Next one, Cloud and Kratos.
Mm. Hmm.
I would want to be Kratos' friend. I feel
Mm.
like he would be hard to hang out with, but when we did hang out with him, he would be dope as fuck. I think Cloud would also be a bit standoffish, and um, I just think I don't. I think if this were a different matchup, I would choose Cloud, but because it's Cloud and Kratos, I'll choose Kratos.
But then Kratos killed his own family.
Not by choice.
They still dead.
I
And
mean,
if he killed his whole family not by choice, then how do you
mhm.
know he can't be, um, uh, you know, manipulated again? And now, um, we don't see a lot of his friends besides like Freya or whoever that girl is, and Freya hated him by the end of that first game because Kratos killed
Hmm.
all of the
Kill all her sons.
yeah, no, kill all the Valkyries.
Mm.
So like Kratos will kill first. The only thing that Cloud is, yes, he's standoffish. Yes, he don't talk much. Yes, he don't open up. But the thing is that Cloud is loyal to a fox.
Sure, but I don't think that would be fun. Like I don't think he would be fun to hang out with. Like I think we would actually enjoy spending time with Kratos versus like spending time with Cloud. He would just be there.
Okay, but like I said with Naruto, the previous Kratos in the first games was fun.
Hmm.
The current Kratos in the reboot is not fun.
I think it is
Cloud
also
has
fun.
been consistent throughout the whole thing. How is Kratos more fun? Like Kratos would be in bathtub having sex with strippers and like he did all that stuff. New Kratos is just calling his son boy and running around in the snow. How is that fun?
I think I don't. I think that we would do very different things with old Kratos versus new Kratos. Like I can see us going out for beers with the new Kratos, playing
No.
playing some card games or something like that.
Kratos,
Like
new Kratos would not go out for beers with anybody. He
I
drinks at
think he
home.
could,
The but
or
Cloud
even that. Like we could do
Cloud
like much more chill shit with new Kratos.
at his house.
Yeah, or invite him over to our house.
No, Cloud actually goes to a casinos.
But only on like missions. Like he goes to them with an express purpose. He doesn't go to them just like, oh, I'm just hanging out at the casino. He's like, oh, I'm here to find whoever's controlling the slave trade so I can stop it.
No, there was no rhyme or reason for them to be at the casino when they were at the casino. Now there became a reason, but
Hmm.
there's no reason. He likes to do chocobo races out in the plains. He likes to, yes, Cloud is a horrible person,
Are
but
these
he is a
are
good
these things that
friend.
describing him doing like playable character things? Like weird, like when you play Cloud in the game, you make him go to casino and gamble versus like
Yeah.
some. I think that's very different because if that's the case, then we got to say that we're making Kratos have sex with the strippers, and that's not,
No.
and maybe that's not something that he would actually do.
No, but that's an FMV. That's not a side quest.
Hmm. You're right. And the first time it happens, it is like part of the story, and you use him
Yeah.
to like progress the story. Fair enough. And then he does it in like a different game with like Aphrodite, but also like a point of the story. Like you got to do that to like continue on to the next part.
Yeah. And then he kills his family. So
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I would hang out with Cloud. I would just be like, I don't know. I don't know why we always invite this nigga. He don't really add nothing to the vibes.
It's the same thing for Kratos. If he comes, like, you think that we could have a party or a shindig or get together and Kratos would come?
Like I said, he would be hard to hang out with. But I think Cloud will show up more often, and we can. I will jump on the Cloud wagon
Okay, good.
for the simple fact that he will show up.
So Cloud. All right. Next, T'Challa and Luke Cage.
Ooh, this is a tough one.
Not for me.
This is a tough one because I want to hang out with both of these folks. But I think I would want to hang out with Luke Cage a little bit more, only because he's more of a regular person. Like
Yeah.
I feel like at some point hanging out with T'Challa is like either it's gonna leave my tax bracket or my income range, or he's gonna start being like, oh, I can't do that because I'm the king of Wakanda, and that's a bad look.
Oh, first of all, T'Challa has never said I can't do something because he's the king of Wakanda. Never in his life.
Mm.
Um, the only thing is Luke has that baby now, and you know how
I
people
think
get
he
when
would
they
still be
have
fun.
babies. Yeah.
He wouldn't. I feel like hanging out with Luke Cage now would be like trying to hang out with your friends who have kids now. It's like, hey, maybe I can hang out, but I gotta find somebody to watch the baby.
Yeah. All right, so we both agree
But
Luke
when he
Cage.
show up, it's gonna be a ball.
Yeah, we both agree Luke Cage. All right,
Mhm.
SpongeBob or Aang?
Oh, I can never hang out with SpongeBob. I need to hang out with Aang. Like I am immovable on this one. I very strongly dislike SpongeBob, and he gets on my nerves to watch him on TV. Aang all the way. And I feel like at least I can connect with Aang on like some spiritual shit. Like, yeah, man, like
You're not spiritual. You don't
it's
do
like
that. You are
like
not.
everyone's just looking for peace.
You have never been spiritual. Don't even do that.
You don't know. You don't like you said in the earlier game activity, Jared. You don't know me that well.
I know that you have never meditated. That you ain't spiritual.
I have
Well,
meditated.
all right, cool. I think that SpongeBob. You know, one of the core tenets of SpongeBob's personality is friendship, and Aang just has a lot of trauma behind him. So
So we will be able
yes,
to relate to him.
I don't have I don't have that much trauma. I don't have
Okay.
that much trauma. Um I think I can relate to SpongeBob more
Hmm.
because, you know, he likes to have fun. He likes friends. He likes going out. He has everyday adventures with his sea people. I think that he is annoying, but he is fun.
And I don't disagree with you, Jared. And
Uh
what I
huh.
want you to realize in this is that it might take you longer than it takes me, but you will also reach a point with SpongeBob where you're like, get this fucking guy out of here. And like you'll be sipping on your drink, rolling your eyes in disgust.
So at a party, we are at this party. They are all of drinking age. Uh, do you think that Aang is going to drink and hang out and play Never Have I Ever? Or is
Yeah.
he going to be connecting with the spirit world and
Oh,
trying
absolutely not.
to connect the four seasons?
Oh, absolutely not. I think Aang will be with the shit because you remember like he threw the little cave party. He was trying to pick up the girls on the
When he
island.
was 10. Come on.
He was young. And even after he became an older dude, he was doing like the little air scooter shit, playing the games with the folks. Like Aang, I think remained, and he stayed pulling out that little marble trick, trying to pick up even when he was older. Um, I think while Aang had more responsibility and had to, become the Avatar when he got older, I don't think he ever lost his like childlike nature and his, fun, fun filled outlook on life. I think I think Aang will be able to hang with us in the ebbs through the ebbs and flows of a friendship more so than SpongeBob.
Okay, cool. We'll do Aang. All right, next. Storm or Nubia?
Storm or Nubia? Let me refresh myself on Nubia real quick.
She's the Black Wonder Woman, the Queen of the Mascara.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think I don't know a whole lot about Nubia. But from the vague stuff that I can remember, I feel like she's a bitch, and I would want to hang out with Storm more.
Why do you say she's a B word?
Because I think she's mean. I think like the one comic I saw her in, she was just like mean. Well, I think this is like might just be a Themysciran thing. She's a misandrist. She hates men.
She
So she
doesn't
would be
hate men.
she's the queen of Themyscira.
They don't all inherently hate men, though.
Fair enough. Fair
They
enough.
hate man's world.
Sure. But I think like when I the one and only time or the very few times I've seen Nubia in comics or on screen, she be talking down to the men.
No, she don't. She
Mm,
be in Demascara talking to the Demascaran. She don't.
mm,
She doesn't. I haven't seen that, and I
okay.
read Nubia the comic.
I mean, sure. Oh, okay. I think she showed up on in like Justice League or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Something else.
I
But
agree.
I would still hang out with Storm, rather hang out with Storm.
Me too. Okay. Okay. Here. Baruto or Asta. Asta.
Hmm. This is gonna sound strange coming from me. Um, I think even though I don't watch Boruto the show and I don't appreciate it, I would still rather hang out with Boruto. I think Boruto is more of like a well-rounded real kid and becomes like a more well-rounded adult than I have seen Asta become.
And that's
Um,
based on what?
and that's based on like when Boruto was a kid, he tried to cheat at the tuning exams. Um,
I mean, but you're supposed to, right?
no, not the test part. He brought in like the little like gadget thing, and everybody was like, "Yo, he ain't using his own chakra shit. How the fuck are we doing this? Kick him
Okay.
out of here." Um, and but like with that kind of shit, like I'm on his side. I'd rather cheat than repeat.
Mm-hmm.
So and so he's a very real person to me in that sense. And it's like, yo, like I can understand. Because I remember when I first watched Boruto, I was disappointed in him. But when I took a step back to think about it, I was like, you know what? Hey, get it how you live, dog. And if my chakra control ain't up to snuff to where I can do everything I need to do, and that's like telling somebody they can't use a calculator on a math test. Man, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. The thing with Baruto is that he's very spoiled. He's that spoiled friend.
Oh,
You know,
sure. I
he
think I am also a bit of the spoiled friend. So I
mm,
think I would get along with that.
no. He walks around knowing that his dad is the Hokage. He is also very hateful to his father. He, as you said, he cheats on the exam. He is very. I don't know. I just couldn't see myself hanging out with him. As much as I love and I am an evangelist for Boruto, I would have to say it's Asta for me.
I think Asta would become annoying. Like I could hang out with Asta, but I think he would get to that because like he's overly optimistic. You know what I'm saying? Toxically optimistic.
How? What, DeMarcus? How can you be toxically optimistic?
Cause you're like, yo, man, I just got my leg cut off. He's like, don't worry, you'll be up and running again in no time. And it's like, bro, I don't have a foot. What the fuck are you talking about, Asta?
I mean, and that is somebody that I need. For me, is someone who can always lift me up. Boruto is not going to lift me up.
He gonna
Boruto
be
is
real
going
with
to.
you. He'll be like, yeah. He's like, your life is forever
Nah,
changed. And he
nah,
gonna be like, shit. He's
Boruto.
like, if your daddy was the Hokage like mine, we'll be able to grow you a new foot. But
Wow. Yeah, and that's why I couldn't be with Boruto. I gotta say Asta. I mean Asta, because as a friend, do you want somebody who is overly optimistic or somebody who is a spoiled brat? That's what it is.
I think
As
there's
a
more nuance
friend,
than that. I think there's more nuance than that. I think I would want a real friend
okay, it is
who's
Asta.
more able to read the room. We can go with Asta. That's okay. I would hang out with Asta. In this matchup, I would choose Boruto, but Asta is fine.
Well, we both chose Asta, so okay. Next, Mario or Sonic?
Um, Sonic because he's black.
True.
You
All right. Next,
know,
Deck.
Italians they can get a little.
Yeah.
They don't be liking black people for real.
Yeah. Okay. Dexter or Steven Universe?
mm, this is a tough one because I haven't seen enough of Steven Universe to like really know his personality.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I've watched a lot of Dexter, and I low key fuck with him. I really fucked with Dexter when I was young. Um, but yeah, tell me about Steven Universe. Why would you pick him?
Um,
Would you pick him?
I would pick him. Dexter is too into his experiments. Like I've never seen him on his show actually like sitting down and talking to his people and hanging out,
You
going to
don't remember
birthday
the
parties.
dude Fromage episode? He was surrounded by bitches in that episode.
Well, they're elementary school students, elementary school girls. So I don't think that they're B words. Um, I'm not live right now. So yeah, I think that Steven Universe has a more complex, non-traumatic backstory that would be interesting to like get into if we were sitting down just talking. Dexter wants to talk about himself. I think that Steven want to talk about the gems, Lars, his dad, like all the stuff around him and how they relate to me and how they relate to my story. I think that conversations would be better with Steven than conversations with Dexter.
I could see that. I could see like hanging out with Steven Universe is just like it's healing, cathartic
Yeah.
from the little bit I've seen. I would pick Steven because you're right. Dexter is like a little bit of an asshole, and it's always gonna be a competition with that man.
Okay. All right. Okay. Next step. Or do you want to wait till um the next episode to do the next one?
Yeah,
Or okay.
yeah. Let's leave him in suspense. Let's leave him in suspense.
Okay.
This has been a fun activity. Let's drag it out. Let's milk it. Let's milk it for everything it's got.
All right. So we got Ichigo and Cloud, Luke
Mhm.
Cage and Aang, Storm and Asta, and Sonic and Steven Universe. Who is gonna be our friend? We'll see.
I think Storm is gonna take the top, and it's gonna come down to Luke Cage and Storm.
Who knows?
Who
Who
knows?
knows?
Find out next time on BGE.
All right, Demarcus, do you think we have time for a question?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So let me see. Questions, bookmarks. So every week I ask the Marcus a question from our good friends at Six Brown Chicks. These questions are fun, and you know I haven't been on their questions lately. I think I need to go back and read because I've been watching One Piece.
Mm,
So yeah,
One Piece is taking
um,
over your life, ain't it?
it is. So yeah, I read to him the first sentence of a question that was submitted from them, and then he tells me which one he wants me to read in full. Are you ready? Here it goes. Six brown chicks. First,
Mm.
I'm a city girl, and you may want to start putting up that game on for our Patreon.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah, absolutely.
I'm a city girl who wanted a southern wedding. First question. And this is the second question. I thought the grass was greener at another woman's house, and I foolishly left my wife for a month. Third question. On a church cruise with Jackson, my new husband.
Mm.
And fourth question. We linked up in a scandalous way. He was my former prayer warrior's ex husband.
Former prayer warrior's ex-husband. Okay, that's not the one I'm picking. I was just trying to
Yeah.
repeating what you said. Um, hmm. I want to go with It was one of the middle ones, not the church one. What was the one after that?
I thought the grass was greener at another woman's house, and I
Mm-mm,
foolishly left my wife for a month.
not that one. The one about on the cruise with the husband.
Okay. All right. Here we go. 6 brown chicks. Okay. On a cruise with Jackson, my new husband. We met in church 2 years ago. The cruise, our honeymoon, was a raffle prize. Second night on the cruise, I got sick and I retired to our cabin.
Mm.
Jackson returned to our cabin hours later, drunk and bruised.
Bruce.
He had a puffy eye and long scratches on his back. Jackson said that
A
when we get
puppy eye.
yeah. Jackson said that when we get home, we must find a new church. Him, these are wicked people. Me, why? What happened? Jackson was so drunk and angry that he told the truth. My husband and 2 other church members were running a train on a woman. The other men attacked Jackson because that look, DeMarcus, is crazy. The other man attacked Jackson because he took too long to climax, and the other men wanted a quickie because they had to return to their wives. So the 2 men jumped him and pulled him off the woman. The woman left. They fought him again. Him, you know I can't come fast. Me. So you got your ASS and B at an orgy? It dawned on him. He confessed to cheating. Him, I'm drunk. It said it was an exorcism, not an orgy. Cut my losses or forgive him and move out.
Golly. Golly.
Oh,
So recap all this. Old boy goes to the OP, the original poster. She goes on a cruise with her husband, a church cruise with her husband. So it sounds like a bunch of folks, it sounds like a bunch of folks from the same church. They all get together and go on this cruise together. They book a package, whatever, whatever.
but it was her honeymoon.
It was also their honeymoon,
Mm-hmm.
and so
We
that
met
makes
in church 2 years ago. The cruise, our honeymoon, was a raffle prize.
oh wait, but the other church members were also on the cruise.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. Um, all right, I think I got that part straight. But while they're on the cruise,
Mm-hmm.
goes to an orgy and gets jumped by the other 2 dudes because he's taking too long to nut, and they got to get back to their wives too. When he shows back up at the room, he tells this whole story to his wife because he got a dotted eye and all these scratches and shit on his back.
Mm-hmm. And then he says that it's an exorcism.
Well, we know that's a lie. We're not even paying attention to that part. We ain't even paying attention to that part. So the wife's question is like, should she stay or should she go?
Mm-hmm.
I would say go ahead. Go ahead, because you 2 years into this marriage. That's not even deep. Cut your losses.
No. They met in church 2 years ago, and the cruise is their honeymoon. So they met 2 years ago and got married, and then they went on the cruise.
Oh, so you probably still within the realms for an annulment. Girl, get out of
Yeah.
that marriage.
Yeah.
Get out of that marriage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My sweet child. Yeah. The fact that you're asking us this question, yeah, you need to have some common sense with yourself. Like, there's no redeeming qualities that this man has. Like, you can um, infer that he was cheating on you before. You can infer that he's going to cheat on you after, you know. But you have to think, you say, should you forgive and move on? What about when y'all have kids? and you're stuck with him forever. What about
Mm-hmm.
what about later on when you have a venereal disease that he gave you, and you're stuck with that forever? So no, it's don't forgive him, move on, and don't look back, because he did this to you in front of everybody else. Because not only does he know, those other two men know, and that
Mm-hmm.
woman knows,
Mm-hmm.
and I hope that you also told um, those wives. But yeah, I also say move on.
I don't know about all of that now.
Know about what?
Telling the other folks. I mean, maybe she should. Maybe she should. I like to stay out of other couples' business. Like handle you in distraught and your own marriage is in shambles. You don't really have the time to be, wrecking other relationships while you at it.
I think that it's the right thing to do. Because what if they find out that you knew something like this? Then you didn't
Then
say
you tell
anything.
them like, look, I had my own shit going on. Like I ain't have time to police y'all husbands too.
Yeah, I think that that's solidarity. If you like marriage, then you would like the sanctity of marriage for everybody.
Mm.
All right, so you can email your questions to blackgeekenergy@gmail.com. Um, you can follow us on social media. Spell Black Geek Energy, Instagram Black Geek Energy, Facebook Black Geek Energy, Blue Sky Black Geek Energy, TikTok Black Geek Energy, YouTube Black Geek Energy, Twitch Black Geek Energy, Threads Black Geek Energy, Twitter BG_pod, and we also have a store. And DeMarcus, you have your hoodie, and I need to get
Froze a bit
mine.
there, Jared.
Huh?
You froze a bit there.
Could you still hear me?
Mm-mm, you said all the Black Geek Energies, all our profiles.
Oh, okay. Well, DeMarcus, we still have a store.
Okay.
Um, and you have your purple hoodie. Looks great.
Mm-hmm. Are you
And
gonna buy something out the store?
yeah, I need to.
Mm.
And we also have a Patreon, $3 a month, 10 cents a
The
day.
day.
So y'all need to get on that. Yeah. And DeMarcus, this has been a fun Let's Talk though.
Yeah, this has been
Uh,
chill. I enjoyed this episode. I feel like we really got to know each other. We learned some things about each other.
yeah, yeah. So, any final words?
Um, Final words. I don't. I mean, well, what else to talk about? Mm,
You don't have to have any.
yeah, man. I mean, it's just been great talking to you, Jared. This has been a fun episode. I don't really. I don't think there's nothing. I don't have any really. I don't really have anything profound to add to this conversation.
Oh shucks, you can't say this is a fun episode because of me and expect me to still have this podcast with you, you dirty bastard. I was being chopper for a
I
minute.
know. I know. I know exactly what you.
I love One Piece. All right, guys, we'll see you next time on Black Geek Energy. Bye.